Welcome to the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack Podcast. I'm Big Rick Stewart, Bay Area radio DJ. Every Saturday, I hang out on 99.3 FM, The Vine in Napa. You can listen on the website, 993thevine.com. You can use the TuneIn app, just search for KVYN. And you can listen in Napa at 99.3 FM. I play music from my time at Live 105, also KFOG, KFOX, some new songs, and all kinds of fun things happen musically. And I like to share some great information as well. Fun music and great information. It happens every Saturday. And here's some of the stories I have recently featured on the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart, host of the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Party alert! You got to get tickets to this party. I'm sure this will probably sell out. It's not that big of a place. And what a cool event. We're talking about Cameo Cinema in St. Helena, and we're talking about their big Cameo celebrates the Oscars party, the afternoon of the Oscars. Now, this is all happening on Sunday, May 10th, and they say this is one of the most magical nights in Hollywood. And at Cameo in St. Helena, they will kind of honor the night. They will have a red carpet, and they'll take you back to the Hollywood of yesteryear in their Art Deco theater. And what a gem Cameo Theater is. It's really totally awesome. The 96th Oscars will be happening this year. Doors open March 10th at 3 p.m. Tickets are just $40. And this covers your wine and libations for the evening, and everyone's going to contribute to the community buffet. Now, there's some good foodies here in Napa Valley. So, the food's going to be good. The wine's going to be good. And probably maybe even some famous names will be dropping by. Who knows? Well, if you should drop by, you're a famous person, right? So there you go. Cameo celebrates the Oscars. Get your tickets in advance. This isn't an advertisement. This is something really cool happening in Napa Valley for the Oscars. Get all dressed up and all that fun movie stuff. On March 10th, doors open at 3 p.m. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Here's one for all you smoothie drinkers and all you coffee drinkers. How about having a coffee smoothie? Oh, now we're talking. This is an idea from Tasting Table. They say two of the best ways to start your day: a hot cup of coffee, a freshly blended smoothie. Now, they're taking the hot out of the equation here, right? So here's how this works. You basically freeze coffee into ice cubes. So you kind of got to plan in advance. But we have a fix for that. You can then make this a smoothie extra thick and never diluted, and it's just totally delicious. A dash of cocoa powder gives you a little mocha-like finish. And how about a little sprinkle of espresso powder on top? You can't get enough of that coffee flavor. All right, before you blend things up, you can add in a little bit of your favorite protein powder, some collagen, vitamin supplements, whatever, and you get this chocolatey, coffee, healthy smoothie thing without having, a smoothie in one hand and coffee in the other. It just kind of all gets combined. You can add in some bananas and some yogurt, dates, and whatever else you feel like having. Now, what if you don't have coffee ice cubes? All right, don't worry about it. Don't get stressed out. You can make coffee the night before and put it in the fridge, or you can get that coffee concentrate, that cold brew coffee concentrate you see in the stores. You can use that in the smoothies. Just kind of adjust everything and the amounts and the flavors and all, and you'll be kind of good to go. Now, if it's a cold day, you may still want a hot cup of coffee. I get it. But maybe think about this for a spring, summertime kind of a morning pick-me-up. One big old cup of good-to-go coffee smoothie. I like it. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart, host of the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Thanks for hanging out today. Got some good news for Paul McCartney. They found his bass guitar. Yeah, his Hofner bass guitar. They called it a violin bass guitar because it kind of had a violin shape. The one he played in all those Beatles photos and videos, it was stolen way back when. And it was used on all those songs that you know and love, like Love Me Do and all those. 51 years after it was stolen from the back of a van in London, it has been found. There's actually this whole kind of group that went into finding this, the Lost Bass Search Project, and a couple of journalists from the BBC and Hofner actually got together and decided we're going to find this classic, incredible, monument of rock and roll history. And they did. And it turned out that there wasn't some nefarious thing that happened. It was in the attic of this little old lady's house in England. And it had evidently been stolen and then sold to someone who was a landlord of a pub, and someone who was a musician, the woman's husband, ended up with it, and it ended up in the attic. And so when they put the word out that they were looking for this bass guitar, she thought, well, there's something in my attic. I don't know. So here's the story. It was in the original case, original condition, and they think it can be restored enough to be able to be played again. And yeah, there might be a little bit of a reward headed her way. Isn't that cool? Now, how much is this worth? Well, they don't know, but they think it might be worth more than the most expensive guitar ever sold, a Kurt Cobain guitar, sold for about $6 million at auction in 2020. What a cool story. It's just up in this little old lady's attic. Oh, I know where it is. It's up there. And Paul McCartney's very happy to have it back. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. If you are an electric car driver, especially Tesla, you probably want to know about this new charging station planned off of I-5 where it meets Highway 46. That's near Lost Hills in Kern County. So if you're on your way down to even Santa Barbara or LA, Bakersfield, that's the 46 cutoff right there. All right, so here's the deal. This is from X via Marco RP. You can look forward to 164 charging stalls, all part of a new microgrid that is going under the permit application process. It's going to include 16 pull-through chargers and solar canopies above every parking stall because it can get a little hot there in the summer. All right, so what is this pull-through thing all about? Well, if you ever tow an RV or anything, you know a pull-through is good. And if you're going to go charge your, say, Cybertruck or something, you want to not have to unhook everything and then hook it all back up. So you can pull through. That's where the name comes from. And charge. That's pretty awesome, right? Other electric vehicles are going to be able to use these superchargers because of some changes in the way the plugs and everything work. Tesla's going to build a microgrid with some batteries and solar canopies at the charger station. So it's going to be like all the latest and greatest stuff and all those things. Now, this is about 300 miles away from Napa. So it's pretty much right in range of when you need to charge. And you know what else is really close by? The North by Northwest movie crop duster scene. That kind of crazy scene when the guy's running down the highway and the plane's right behind him. It's really close to Lost Hills. So there you go. Something to look forward to as you EV your way down to SoCal. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart from KTLA. Two music legends want to make it easier for you to lay back and keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. If you're of a certain age and we're a certain fan of a certain style of music, you know what we're talking about. Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, they've actually now come together for, and you got to wonder, why did it take so long? You can now buy their special canned gin and juice cocktail ready to drink. It's available in 4 flavors: apricot, citrus, melon, and passion fruit. These pre-made mixed drinks are in celebration of 30 years of Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, produced by Dr. Dre. That kind of went together and been buddies for a long time. It was released back in 1994. Dre said he and Snoop have always been trying to find ways to have fun, be creative, and create magic. Dre says this product is really us, and there's passion behind it and friendship and love. Snoop Dogg said a lot of times people have been in a relationship for 30 years and can't talk to each other, can't hang out. So it's just fun to be in a partnership with people that you actually love. They're, legit buddies. It's a 5.9% ABV, and the cans feature a lowrider similar to those featured in lots of their famous music videos. You can actually have gin and juice, I guess, all right? have like a 90s rap party backyard throwdown or something. I don't know. Hey, that sounds like fun. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack. I'm Big Rick Stewart. Hey, one of my favorite commercials from the Super Bowl was that Volkswagen commercial when they kind of went through the history of Volkswagen in the U.S. And then they showed the van that's coming up this summer, the Buzz, the ID Buzz they call it. That's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to it. There's a little something you may not know. Volkswagen is going to come out with like a truck, kind of like a little mini truck thing. Think like, like a Ford Bronco kind of thing. Did you know that Volkswagen, the big giant company, they own different car brands, Audi and more. They also own the brand Scout, which was from International Harvester way back when. The same company that if you're into vintage tractors, they had the Farmall tractors and just all those things. Back in 2021, Volkswagen got the rights to the iconic Scout brand. And so this summer, they're going to come out with a new Scout. But this one's going to be an EV, and they're really looking forward to it. They say they're going to bring the Scout back to life. This is the Scout brand CEO, and he said this in December when he was talking to some automotive people. They have roots going back into the 60s with the IH Scout, as it used to be known. It was like a super rugged kind of a vehicle you would use on the farm to go on some of the dirt roads and more, and you could make buzz into town. Not a luxury vehicle, but we'll kind of see what Volkswagen's going to end up doing with this. They say this is going to be an all-American, robust, full platform and not some goofy little toy-looking thing. The Scout is expected to debut their first electric truck and SUV in the third quarter of this year. And they even brought on some people from Jeep and Ram to lead their design group. Wow. All right. Into that? Now, how about a Farmall tractor? Maybe that'll be coming out next. I'm Big Rick Stewart. It's the Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack at 99.3 The Vine. Those are some of the stories I've recently featured on my Wine Country Saturday Soundtrack, heard on KVYN 99.3 FM in Napa. You can stream from the website 993thevine.com, and you can listen on the TuneIn app. Just search for KVYN. We have a 10 at 10, a Beatles brunch at noon, fun music, and great information every Saturday. Thanks for checking out the podcast here at 99.3 The Vine.